for this in particular, we had chemistry on Zoom.
Hi.
Hi.
You're fine as hell, too. What
Terry.
are those, Hazel?
Oh, my God, Terry.
I know something when I see something, and that wasn't nothing.
I'm never gonna see him again, so whatever.
Hello again.
So what is it about romance and the Christmas holiday in New York? Like, why is that such like the best place to have like a romantic
Why
story?
is it such a big draw? I don't know. I think if people like, if you've ever been to New York or you imagine New York, it's so big. It's the most populous city, and it's just like these large looming buildings, and you feel so insignificant, and that's part of the charm of New York. Like you can just walk around, not worry about people looking at you or whatever, and just go about your business. And then you make these, even in this huge city, with all of these people swarming around in the streets and walking and not worrying about if you get splashed with water by a taxi or whatever it is, all these New York tropes, you still make these special connections. Like even in all of this, you can still make these special connections. I think that's probably why.
True, very true. Okay, let's talk about that ring. They don't talk about it in the movie, but a ring that size from Tiffany's.
If I happen upon one, I will probably sell it.
Yeah, Ethan is making some good money.
Yeah, put the thing in my bank account.
Yeah, that's some Ethan. He's like, Ethan's a catch. He's making some good money to buy that
I
ring.
said, Ethan, whatever a creative writing professor at UCLA is making, I need to go look into that job.
I think he's got a side thing going on.
I shouldn't look into that job because I wouldn't make it that far. But Ethan's great for that job.
And then with you and Zoe, immediately you guys have some great chemistry. As soon as you meet, you're like, eh. So what was it like with her building that? What was the icebreaker with her? How did you guys do that?
There was no need for an icebreaker, which was great. We met before, but for this in particular, we had chemistry on Zoom. So we were like, we'll be fine in person. It's always weird, pandemic auditions or meetings and such, and this was no different. It was us on Zoom trying to have chemistry, and we didn't have to try. We were both worried. I didn't know this, obviously, until later, but we were both worried, man, what are we gonna have to do on Zoom? Is this gonna work out? And as soon as we met each other, it was like, we're good. We'll be fine. We will be
That is so funny.
fine.
That's so funny. A chemistry read via virtual.
It was so awkward. It's so awkward. But to be completely honest, I probably prefer it to going into a casting office. It's so much anxiety with the people, trying to stay in their own world and, act like you're not in a casting office.
It's true because you have all these eyes on you versus virtual. It's just you and her, right? So you can just focus on her and not really have to realize what's going on the sidelines.
Exactly, and you can stay in your zone. There are home interruptions. I'm not gonna lie. It's not perfect, but and you go into a casting office, you might see your homeboy comes by and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And you all of a sudden have been thrown off because now you're in this conversation. You're like, "Hey, oh, I'm supposed to be serious. I'm supposed to be serious. I'm supposed to be. I am Ethan. I am Ethan." So yeah, it had its advantages. And I had a great conversation with Daryl. Literally everyone that I talked to before I was ever cast was receptive and warm and excited. So, ain't a hard thing to sign on to.
Oh, and the subject matter, just New York holidays, Christmas, love, it's all there.
Absolutely. The only thing I will not do with Christmas in New York is the cold. Me and the cold got beef. Like we are enemies.
I'm right there with you. I'm the same.
But if
I
I
hate the
have to
cold.
do it, I would do it for the magic of New York.